when a person dies without making a will, administration of estates law of Lagos State makes provisions for the categories of persons who may qualify as next of kin that will inherit the estate of that deceased person. And it's not just the person whose name you wrote down in the hospital or at the bank that will inherit the property. No. It is actually whom the law recognizes as next of kin. So section 49, sub 1 of the Administration of Estates Law delineates the category of persons. And the law ascribes credence and credibility to lineal descendants and not lineal ascendants. So that means that the people who are qualified or eligible to inherit the property of the deceased are people who are his descendants, not people who are his ascendants. That is, people who lived before him, like his parents, like his uncles, his aunties. No, the law doesn't give priority to that, to those people. It gives priority to descendants, starting with the marriage itself. So if the marriage was contracted under statutes, under the Marriage Act, then the spouse will take priority, because in the eyes of the law, the moment you are married, you are joined as one entity. You now carry one identity in the eyes of the law. And so that's why the law is going to put priority on the spouse. So if the deceased is a male, then the wife takes priority over the children. If the deceased was a female, then the law places priority over the husband before the children, right? So that's it. So spouse first, then children next. So the first male child does not necessarily inherit the estate of the deceased, particularly if the marriage was contracted under the Marriage Act. But if it was contracted under customary law, then the custom of the deceased person will apply. And that's why in some customs they place premium on first male children over the spouse of the deceased. So it all depends on the kind of marriage that the deceased entered into while he was alive. If he entered into a customary marriage, then the customs and the customary traditions will determine the devolution of the estate. But if the marriage was contracted under the Act, that's the Marriage Act, and they went to a court, they went to a marriage registry, they were given a marriage certificate, then the Administration of Estates Law will apply. So under the Administration of Estates Law, it is spouse first, not male child.